Bob!
Howdy hey, this is Frackbox, and I have here the Gameboy Color. This is the first product review that I have ever done, and so I hope you enjoy. Now, I purchased this off of Wish, actually. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about it, and I feel like I have a good enough understanding of what the product is like to give a review here. So, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of mistranslated stuff on the back there. I'll let you read that at your leisure. But basically, I have taken this out of the box and tried it out here. And yeah, I just have a couple of things to say about this. So we have the 66 in 1. On other copies of the box, as you can see here, there's kind of a sticker, so they slap that on there. I believe that underneath that it actually says 180 something in 1. On some versions of this, it says that, but this is a more recent one, I believe. It does come with about 180 something games, but it's basically just those 66 repeated like 2 or 3 times. So nothing to worry about there. Maybe only 11 or so of them are actually playable. So let's go ahead and open this up. Again, I have opened this up, but I've recreated basically what it would look like so that you know what you're getting into. So it comes with this little wing thing here. So I'll just take this box and throw it over there. So there's that. That's basically how it came when I saw it here. I took out the batteries, so I'll be putting those in a second, but there was just some tape holding it there, getting rid of that plastic bag. So that is the Gameboy Color. Now, it also came with some documentation. Let me just pull that up here. Some very nice, what I assume is Chinese calligraphy, because I've heard on the internet that this product was actually made by an Israeli company based in China, which is why it's higher quality than you normally see for things of this nature. So I'm going to try to angle that. Again, this is just documentation here in case you're interested. And then there's more stuff there. So, all right, so that's one piece of documentation. Here's the other one. I think it's different. Oh, yeah, so this one is a registration card, it looks like. You can tell the look of those from anywhere. Then there's that side there. Now, okay, let me just put those away. I think there was another side, but it's not too important. So this is the Gameboy Color. Let me just grab some rechargeable batteries here really quick, and we'll, oh, sorry for bumping that there. We'll see about getting it. So as you can see, the case looks just like it does on the old Gameboy Color. Let's pop those in there. I always feel like you're like loading something in there when you do that. So the back, as you can see, has, that's not the same Nintendo thing, doesn't have any Nintendo stuff on there. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack, headphone jack, eat your heart out iPhone. Looks like a charge port there for that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Looks like it's 5 volt in. So I'm not sure if that works. Don't want to plug that in while you have batteries in there, though. That's probably not a good idea. The volume is actually a little stiff, but it does work, and the sound does work really great on this. The basses aren't quite correct, but for somebody who didn't know the difference, it sounds just like the original Gameboy Color. It does kind of have an okay feel to it. It does feel like a cheaper plastic, but it's not the cheapest. Looking at it from across the room, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that it wasn't a Game Boy. It is slightly larger, and I don't have a Game Boy Color to compare it to, but just some things I've noticed. This does actually play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. You can stick that in there and it loads it. This black sensor here, it's used for like mystery gifts in Pokemon. That doesn't work. That is not a functioning thing. That's just for aesthetics. This port here actually does not work. I tested it out on a Game Boy player through the GameCube, which plays Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, and Game Boy games. I also tested out using a Game Boy Advanced, tried to play Pokemon Blue, tried to transfer between these, and it had no luck. It looks like it wasn't even picking it in. I tried making sure that the sensor was adjusted correctly. So it does play the games, however, don't expect any sort of transfer, sorry, just wiping the screen there, any sort of transfer between the games. You'll have to use a different device for that, but it does play the games just fine. Now let me just slide Pokemon Blue in there. I did start a game on this yesterday. It does play a little faster, so the speed of the game is faster than a regular Game Boy would be, and the aspect ratio isn't perfect. It's more rectangular than square, so it's a little hard to see on the screen there, but as you can see, let me see if I can try to make some shimmering happen there. So that's kind of what it looks like. Again, I just kind of started in yeah, you'll probably see it right there. Let's get into a battle here, just so you can kind of see what that looks like. There we go. I'm going to go above the thing here, just so I can see a little better. So, I normally name my Charmander Salt or Salty or something like that, so it looks pretty normal. It's definitely playable. I've had a little bit of fun with this here. Now, the reason I was doing this video is because I actually have a Galaxy, I think it's S9 Plus, which has the 60 frame per second 4K video, so I wanted to make sure to not do this until I had a good camera for doing this. I'm actually just looking above my phone. So, yeah, so just kind of looks normal. Again, it plays games. I think that's a good show off of what it does. Let's try something a little more advanced. This is a legitimate, actually, copy of Pokemon Crystal, and it is in Italian, so I've wanted to do a video about this for a while. Never really had any sort of excuse to. So, Versione Cristal, Gyoko, or whatever. I'm not sure how to speak Italian. I speak some Spanish, but not Italian, so I was always curious to see how far I could get in this game, given that there are a lot of people in other countries who have played the English version, without being able to speak English, and done just fine. But, yeah, as you can see, it just kind of starts out here. Yeah, perfectly playable, so I'll go ahead and let's see here. So I was going to test out some of these other ones. Zelda, for example, is one that you see a lot of people test this out with. Link's Awakening DX. So I'll just show that cutscene there. Let me turn that up so you can see what it sounds like. So yeah, again, totally playable. Even the cutscenes look okay, and in fact, the aspect ratio doesn't look as bad when you're just watching cutscenes. It's normally when you're scrolling up or to a different screen that you notice the weirdness. Sorry, I'm a little shaky here. I'm standing in a weird angle, so anyway, not play that whole thing. I love this game so much. This is AE. Maybe I'll just continue with I. But okay, let me see if I can display. Perfectly playable. Yeah, the jitteriness that happens when you go to a different screen. See that? I did notice sometimes when you play Pokemon, on this side here, there's one pixel line that should be over here. So, other than that, if you're not bothered by that kind of stuff, it's, again, perfectly playable. Oh, I love this game. I was actually going to play this game using this, and that's primarily why I bought this to begin with. Now, that's all fine and good. So something else I did want to show you guys is when you power it on, when there's nothing in there. Now, if you know anything about these cheap knockoff Chinese devices, you know that they come with the 66-in-1 or the 188-in-1. Now, there's actually some playable ones on here. So Contra, that actually is Contra, Super Mario Land, let's play that one. The shimmering is especially noticeable on this one. So let me just match that up. So make sure to watch the pyramid as we scroll past. Yeah, see yep, I just died because I was paying attention to the pyramid. But this is perfectly playable. I got to the first few levels. I'll probably be playing this a lot. Don't even have to use my own games. This is not legal, obviously, because whoever did this doesn't own the license for Super Mario Land. But, I mean, I can't actually go out and tell you to buy this, mainly because of that. I can only tell you that this exists, and I'm reviewing it as a reviewer. So, again, perfectly playable. I'm just not very good at using this here. So another thing to mention is that if you turn it off and then immediately turn it back on, it'll just go back to the previous game you had loaded. But if you want to go to a different game, you have to leave it off for a few seconds and then turn it back on. And there we go. Yeah, we're back to this menu. So I'll just scroll through this. A lot of these games are in Chinese and I don't understand them, but there's some. Space Invaders, Asteroids, classic ones. So again, just Tetris I played for about 45 minutes because that was a lot of fun. Centipede is on here. Again, a lot of just ROMs that they definitely don't own the rights to. So we're getting up here. Yep. So there's where it starts repeating, is on 66. So it just goes 66, I think 2 or 3 times. Not entirely sure. But yeah, this is a neat little device. I can't actually go out and tell you to do it, but this is probably, I'm going to move my position here. This is probably my favorite way to play Game Boy games other than on the Retron 5 that I have. It just depends on whether or not I'm on the go. Now, I don't have a whole lot of free time, so having something on the go is definitely useful. Of course, if Nintendo were to allow Game Boy games to be played on the Nintendo Switch, I would have no need for this. So here's hoping they do it on the Switch, because obviously that's a larger screen, and I'd rather take the Nintendo Switch around with me, because, you know, then I can have a reason to take, you know, Smash Bros. With me. I don't want to be taking a whole bunch of devices, but this is a review of the Game Boy, or the GB Boy Color. And again, I just bought this on Wish for probably about $25, but if you go to a more legitimate place and find it on, say, Amazon, you'll probably find it for about $40. Again, you're looking for the GB Boy Color. That's what the box should look like. I believe this is the European version. I think there's a different box art for Japan, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, one of the things to mention is that the buttons here, I forgot to mention, this feels a little mushy. For a lot of action games, it's passable, but it's not perfect. These 2 buttons are actually the start and select. These buttons are actually better than the old Game Boy Color. I did have the same color of Game Boy back in the day, so I do remember playing it. These buttons are just solid plastic, and they feel better than the rubber buttons. These buttons are okay. They're passable. They work. They're better than this D-pad. They're much better. I'm just not used to that angle anymore, because I've been using a lot of GameCube controllers because of Smash Bros. So that is basically that. If there's anything else, I'll probably shoot some more. But this is my first review of a product. Now, I'm not a guy who takes stuff apart, and that's why I got the see-through one, so you could sort of see the PCB in there. I don't, you know, I'm a little tech savvy, but I'm not like, you know, tear things apart tech savvy. So if you want another one of those videos, I'm sure there's ones on there. But I definitely watched a bunch of videos on YouTube before I actually purchased this. So if you are interested in purchasing this, maybe just don't take my word for it. Maybe check with some other YouTubers. Again, I'm a smaller YouTuber, so maybe you shouldn't take my opinion too much to heart. So either way, I appreciate the view. Thanks for sticking with me. My normal content is actually Let's Plays, so I'll link a couple of those in the end card screen. Other than that, again, my name is Frackbox here, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.